A little while ago, I put on my Instagram story one of those question box things asking what topics would you like me to discuss and talk about. So I'm going to start doing that. The topic that we're going to discuss today is this one right here, and it is mental health, especially for those in the music/entertainment industry. That doesn't mean that if you don't make music, you can't apply these pieces of advice to your own life. This is a very general thing. It's just all about helping yourself become better so you can achieve more, because it all starts from within. Okay. The first thing that I have to say about that is it is so important to take time for yourself. If you have your mind set to something, all you tend to want to do is that, which is great. I think it's great. That's how I am. My entire world and my entire life is music. That's all I do. But if you push yourself too much, you're going to become burnt out. I know when you're on a roll, it's a lot easier to just keep going and staying up super late and writing music or producing or doing anything that it is that you're passionate about or want to get done or feel you have to get done. But at a certain point, even if you mentally are going to keep going, your body's going to shut down. It's going to be like, oh, no. We got to stop. You have to listen to your body. Your health is going to be the thing that allows you to push through those moments where you have absolutely no choice but to keep going. The second part to this, which I feel kind of goes with it, is not putting too much on your plate. All of this is way easier said than done. If you're the type of person that can just do a trillion things at one time and you're just solid and thriving, go for it. But personally, and I feel like other people are like this too, it doesn't work. So instead, I have found that focusing on a few things and really putting my time and energy into those few things has been way more beneficial than trying to do 6 different things at once. The second thing about this topic is to not compare yourself. This has been the biggest struggle of my life. Instead of focusing on someone else's progress, focus on your own. I always think of it like the time that I've spent comparing myself could have been put to working and progressing my own career. So try not to do that. I know it's so hard. All of this stuff is so hard, and I still do every single thing that I'm telling you not to do or advising you not to do, but we're in this together. Something else that helps me pull myself out of those times where I'm just in a dark hole of comparing myself is, yes, there are people that are further along than me in their career, in life, whatever it may be. But there are also people who probably look at me and where I'm at in my career the same way that I look at the people that I compare myself to. Does that make sense? By no means do I think I'm above people or better than people or further along than people. It's just it's a way to kind of bring yourself back down and be like, okay, everyone is at a different stage, and just because I think I am nothing doesn't mean that other people think I'm nothing. I think that's the best way I could say it. We're gonna move on because I'm just getting confused. Leading into my third point, no one is you. If you really think about it, you are the only person that can do you. No one else could be you better than you. And I was in the shower one time and I was washing my hair and I was like, yeah, I'm not like her and I will never be like her, but she can never be like me. No one could be like me. Yes, people can be similar, you could look similar, sound similar, but no one else is you. No joke, just came from a therapy session. So a lot of this I'm just regurgitating from my therapist. With that being said, let's talk about your attention versus your intention. Your intention is what guides you to be where you want to be who you want to be. Your attention is what keeps you on that path. Your attention is what guides your intention. And anytime you have a little what if or you doubt yourself, you get veered off of that path. This is how she described it to me today. She's like, right now, you're I'm gonna go to San Francisco. It's gonna be so fun. I'm gonna have a great time. That's where I'm going, right? Right. So my intention is to go to San Francisco. People probably think I'm a psychopath. Okay, I'm not, I promise. There's a lot of truth in this. Just hear me out. Okay, so I'm going, and what's getting me to my intention is my attention. Now, while I'm driving, I'm like, oh shit, what if it doesn't work? Bam! You veered off the road and now you're in Bakersfield, and you don't want to be in Bakersfield, right? If you're from Bakersfield, no disrespect, but you want to go to San Francisco. You don't want to go to Bakersfield. While you're in Bakersfield, you could be learning things that will help you eventually down the road or at that moment. There's nothing wrong with veering off the road, but the key is getting back onto your intention, which is being aware of your attention. The second you say, well, what if this doesn't work? You take 5 steps back, and it gets harder and harder to keep progressing if you continuously tell yourself something isn't gonna work. You're still probably gonna get to San Francisco, but why make it harder for yourself by taking all of these like off-road side streets when you could just stick to your attention and just get there? Hopefully that made sense. It makes so much sense in my head. When she said it, I was like, oh my God, genius. This is why I pay you money to help me with my mental health. So I think this is my 4th tip or pointer. I don't know. Everyone has a predetermined path. It really has nothing to do with religion or anything, but your whole life is already planned out for you. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to happen. Obviously, you want to be productive and proactive, and if you want to be a doctor, that doesn't mean you don't go to med school and you just try to figure out, you know what I mean? Like, there are certain things that you have to do in order to be where you want to be or whatever, but for the most part, you just kind of got to ride the wave. And it sounds so corny and like dumb, and even just saying it right now, I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever said, but it's so true. You just have to let things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And that is pretty much it. I mean, there's so much more that goes into it. This was just kind of like what came to my mind when I read the question again. Please let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about. I will literally talk about anything. No conversation makes me uncomfortable. You could ask me the most personal questions there are, and I would be like, down. So with that being said, if you'd like me to not say who talked about it or ask me about it, like it could all be anonymous. Sorry if it was a little all over the place. That's just kind of how I am with talking. So hope you enjoyed. See you next time, I guess. Okay, bye.